The judge in the YSL RICO trial is not holding back. He voiced his frustration about the constant delays slowing down a trial that's nearing 6 months. Atlanta News First Rachel Aragon is live at 5 outside the Fulton County courtroom. Rachel, the judge believes a lot of these delays are avoidable altogether.
The judge really calling out attorneys today to move this trial along and try to avoid any potential delays. And today, like many days, the jury at one point was outside the courtroom waiting for both parties to hash out their differences. The jury in Young Thug, aka Jeffrey Williams' trial, did hear from a retired Atlanta police investigator today, but his testimony was paused early. The judge said he previously ruled a video could be introduced as evidence through this witness, but defense attorneys flag different case law, suggesting the judge should reconsider his position. Today, again, he told those attorneys to really flag things early because this trial, again, is nearing 6 months now. As of right now, that retired Atlanta police investigator is still testifying. Reporting live in downtown Atlanta, Rachel Aragon, Atlanta News First.